So the main points of getting started with Bootstrap 4. I've got a web page that I want to be a lovely bootstrappy web page. I've set up just the same as I'd always set up, with an index.html, a stylesheet.css, and I've got some images of Ruskin. And as you will see, when I edit with Notepad++, that file is blank, so it's a style sheet. No, I don't want to download the update package. So in my web browser, I have gone to the Bootstrap 4 tutorial, w3schools.com, remembering it's Bootstrap 4, super important, make sure you don't get the Bootstrap 3. And on the home page, just scrolling down a little bit, we looked at this previously. If you click the try it yourself on this first example, it gives you a nicely set up Bootstrap page. So let's just copy all of that directly into our own. Control V, Control S, and then let's just double check it looks all right. Whoops, wrong one. Wait. We are here, aren't we? Index.html. Yep, looks just like their page. So now we can start editing it and we can look more closely at it. We've got all of the Bootstrap styles and all the rest of it, all hosted on content delivery networks elsewhere. It doesn't use our own style sheet yet, so we're going to add that in as a first thing and then check that it works. It's actually really important where you add this. I'm going to put it right here, underneath everything else. Link rel equals style sheet, relationship equals style sheet, href equals style sheet dot css. If you did it wrong, so if you say put this up here instead, it probably won't pick up your styles if they're being overridden by Bootstrap. The way the browser works is if there's two styles being applied to something, it always applies the most recent one, and the way we do that is we load this last. So after we load all the other style sheets, then we load our own style sheet. So let's just double check that works. Always super important to check that things work correctly. So stylesheet.css, let's throw something in here. So I'm going to, I typically will just change the body background color to make sure that that it's picking up my styles correctly. Background color and red. It's going to look pretty ugly. Save that. Go back to my page, refresh it. Yay, that's horrible. But it's definitely picking up my style. So we're going to be able to do stuff that's using Bootstrap and using my own style sheet. And of course, in my page, I'm going to be able to use Bootstrap, my own images. So then I can go into, let's just check what files we've got. So in my images folder, I've got img_0654.jpg. You know what? I'm going to rename that as Ruskin Head. No spaces in my file names because we're on the internet. So Ruskin Head. So I'm going to drop that directly into my index.html. Can I just move this to other views so we can see what's going on? Move to other views, so much easier if you come side by side. Zoom out a touch. I'm going to put it inside this first column. So div, you can see is div/div, class equals column, sm4. We'll be looking at what that means. And I'm just going to put here img src. In my images folder, I've got Ruskin head.jpg, not case sensitive for that, I don't think. Save that. Back to my page, refresh. Got a gigantic image of Ruskin in that column. We need to make that a bit more responsive. Let's go and have a quick look at Bootstrap 4 tutorial, Bootstrap 4 images. And we've got all kinds of things that we can do. We can make it rounded. We can make it float left, float right, responsive images. So this is the key thing. Responsive images automatically adjust to fit the size of the screen. So my image, I'm going to apply a Bootstrap style. Class equals img-fluid. And I think if I do that, where's my image gone? Image source equals that, space class equals that, save, refresh my page. He's now fitted inside his column, so that's a pretty cool thing to do. So your first task of the day is to get this working. Don't make it red, make it a nice color. I've also given you some text to work with, so we can go into these text files and Control A, Control C, back into my page, and I'm going to put that as a paragraph there. So in fact, I'm going to make that 2 paragraphs. I think it'll be better if I just put that /P, enter P, and then remove that other paragraph. You know, you make a design decision about that. I'm going to bearded dragons. Save that. Check that it looks amazing. Yeah, not bad. Bearded dragons. Bearded dragons it's supposed to be. So the first task of the day is to make this a page about bearded dragons with just this straightforward 3-column layout and just adjusting the content to suit Ruskin. That way we're going to familiarize ourselves with the basics of Bootstrap, and then we'll be ready to start talking about what do we mean by col-sm4 and so on.